Hey everybody, this is Jen Romaro with a video on Google Breakout Rooms. This is just going to be a quick video kind of talking again about the breakout room. This video is obviously assuming that you already have the extension, that you already did a little tutorial on it. This is just me talking a little bit about how to set it up when you actually have students and how we can be utilizing this to enhance our virtual learning. So let's get started. This is my practice classroom. You can see here that my son Axel, we should say thank you very much that I was able to use his stuffed animals. This is Bunny, we have Bear, and we kind of see Elephant over here. Right now I'm in a Google Meet from my practice Google Classroom that all of my students clicked on and joined, and that's where we are right now. Breakout rooms have not been created yet, but I'm going to review that with you now. So while you have your students, maybe before you do a breakout room, you'll have them in the main room, you've done your instruction, and then say, here's an activity I would like you to work on independently. This is something you can tell them to turn off all their cameras, mute their microphone so there's no noise, and while they're working, you can get your breakout room set up now. So I'm gonna go to my breakout room extension. That comes up here. Now, just because this comes up, this doesn't go away. It's still here. It's going to just be in a different tab. Remember, first things first, you always want to make sure you're logged into the account that you want to be logged in. For us in our school, we want to be in our njrps.org. In order for this tutorial to work, I have a personal account that I'm using. So the next thing is to make sure that your courses are set. So this course or this Google Meet here with my fun furry friends, even though elephants aren't really furry, I have Sandbox practice course. The next thing you do is you need to create your rooms and how many breakout rooms you want. Okay, this I didn't really touch over the last time because it was really just a quick tutorial. You can have as many rooms as you like, but you don't always have to use them every time for your class. So I've made 3 here, but I can make 6, but that doesn't mean today I'm going to use all 6, and I'll show you what that means. Remember, when you click on anything, always press save. Now, since my students are already in a main room or your Google Meet, I'm going to take that link right here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to make sure that is my main link so that everything is all blending together seamlessly. Now I'm going to go to the actual Meet. This is where I'm going to first click on choose your course. If you have other courses, you want to make sure that you're choosing the right course. Next, you want to choose how many breakout rooms you want to use today. We're going to do all 3, and then we're going to close that tab up. The next thing we're going to do is assign our students to a breakout room. Now, maybe right now, while our students are working, you have an idea of how you want to group your students. Maybe you want to do a differentiated activity where you put some of your higher students who are doing well on a certain skill. Maybe you want to put some students that are struggling or need more review in another group. That you could do your groups that way. Maybe you just want discussion going on. You can make your groups that way as well. Like I said, we can prep these rooms before your Google Meet starts. You can do that so that this can happen seamlessly and quickly. So 2 ways we could do this. I can click and drag the students to the group that I want them to, or if you just want a random meet, click randomize. Now, since the teacher, myself, is in here, I'm going to be thrown into a group. If you have a paraprofessional, you can click and drag them into the group that you want them to be in. So you have now a teacher also and a professional also in the groups with your students. You also don't have to join a room. I'm going to put myself in a room just so we could see how that works out. When you're ready, you're going to click on the button that says here once you have the groups assigned the way you want them. And basically what this is just, I'm going to click. So I'm going to share in my group chat the group that the students are going to be in. Okay. And then I'm going to click and share them the links. You tell your students when you are ready for them to move into their breakout rooms to please click the appropriate link. You do, as the teacher, have to give them permission. So if a child is trying to choose the wrong group, you can deny them. So now what we're going to do is allow the students, bunny, bear, and elephant, to join their breakout room. Okay, so now that the students are joining into their breakout room, the thing that we have to do on our teacher end is go to this tab, Start Class with Google Meet. This is where we're going to click Open Breakout. And you'll start seeing all the tabs popping up. Now you see all of our students are in their breakout rooms. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize or make this a little bit smaller, my breakout tab, just so that we can see it while I'm seeing all of my students all at once in their groups. Now, this little button up here is basically so you can see all and each student in that group. It's a grid view. This is an extra extension. It is free. If you go to your Google extension area, you'll just type in Grid View Fix and add that to your Chrome, and then you'll be able to have this. Basically, the fix was so you could see more students on one screen at a time. Now, what's really cool is we have this lovely bar here that we can go from each room back and forth. So if I want to go into the bunny room, now I'm in the bunny and I'm talking in the bunny room, and I can control their microphones and video. If I want to go into the elephant's room over here, I have the same power. So you can easily go in and out of each group. The other thing is, if you need to broadcast, maybe you want to tell your entire class that, all right, class, I have about 10 more minutes left for your group work. And then you'll leave, and they will all heard your broadcast. If you want to broadcast with your video, hi students, your video will pop up. Now, since all of my students are in their breakout rooms, and let's say I'm done, I'm going to go down here to participant controls. This is where if you need to mute, you want to mute all your students, you can, okay? Right now I'm muting the bear room. If I want to mute the elephant room and mute all of the students, I can do that as well. If I want to do that in my bunny group, I would click bunny and mute all. So the next thing is, if I want to open the main room while I'm in breakout room, I can click open main room right here. Now you see that in the main room, my students are still viewed in the main room with us, even though they're still in their breakout room. So basically you could start your main room up again, and then when you're done, we're going to go down to participant controls, and we're going to remove all participants from all of their breakout rooms. So you're going to remove them from the call. And then I'm going to X that out. They should be all removed from the call. They're no longer in the breakout room, and they should all be in here. Okay, obviously you see here, if you, let's say you didn't start your Google Meet yet, you can click open both and it'll open all. Another thing, if let's say you don't want them to randomize and you already created groups and it's on an Excel sheet and your students have seen it and they know it, or it's in their Google Classroom, you could just share the links this way. You can click and copy it. So you don't necessarily have to use their part where they create your things. Here's where if you want to link it to your Google Classroom, let's say before you have your students join, you could just have your Meet open, like this is the Meet from my Google Classroom, and if you click here, it will sync it. It's not syncing because it's already synced because I did it based off of when we were creating the rooms. I copy and paste the link here. So talking just a little bit about how we can utilize this. Breakout rooms, I mean, you're professionals, you're teachers, and I'm sure in this workshop you guys are gonna learn all different ways to interact and engage your students virtually. Obviously we can get our students to discuss within these breakout rooms. We can have them debate, we can have them play games, we can have them do share outs. There are so many things. We can also use this as creating a breakout room that's called questions. So when you have all your students muted and they're working on an independent work, and let's say one of your students raises their hand and they're like, Mrs. Romero, I have a question. They don't want to ask the question in front of all their friends. So you can actually assign that child with the link that come into this breakout room. They can come into a separate breakout room while the rest of them are still in the main room, and you can work individually with that child, and then you can send them back into the main room, which I think is a really cool way to kind of keep some normalcy as if we were in class in our virtual setting. So thank you so much for taking your time to listen to this video and all the other videos that I've sent previously. I hope that this video has helped you. Once again, start where you are, use what you have, and do only what you can. Don't overexert yourself. You are all amazing teachers, and we're going to have a great year.